Well, hey, I'm Greg Moore. Welcome to Greg's AI Workshop. And today we're looking at how AI is reshaping professional work, what it means for the tools you build, the talent you develop, and your own competitive edge. So, the way professionals tend to solve problems is, well, changing and quickly. Not at the level of big software companies or IT departments, but at individual levels. So, right now, professionals are building their own tools, completing bespoke tasks, and essentially throwing away those tools when they're done. There's no developer involved, there's no SaaS subscription, and there's no waiting weeks for IT to get in and help out. And that shift is already underway. So here's what it means for your career. At least this is my prediction. For years, professionals hit a wall when their existing tools didn't fit the job. You'd submit a request, wait weeks, and often get something that solved like maybe 80% of the problem. That remaining 20%, the edge cases, bespoke client requirements, that one-off task, all of those fell through the cracks. And now, AI tools are changing that equation entirely. Today, a senior sales professional can build a custom analysis tool for a specific client pitch in an afternoon. An architect with decades of experience can generate a bespoke calculation that no one-off-shelf software covers. They use it once, they throw it away. This is being driven by technologies that simply didn't exist even 5 years ago. Large language models, yes. Vision models, for sure. And even small language models. These are tools that fundamentally change who can build solutions. And with the various different harnesses that are being built around them, between tools like Claude Code, OpenClaw, and you name the tool du jour, there's a lot that can enable folks to do a lot with these LLMs and the vision models and the small models. But look, the point is, early adopters won't be developers. Not like they've always been, not software developers. They're just professionals who sit right at the edge of their technical capacity. They're people with solid domain knowledge, and previously they couldn't bridge that gap of execution. So think of the senior consultant who understood exactly what needed to be built, but they couldn't build it themselves. Think of like an operations leader who could see the process gap, but had no way to close it programmatically. These are the people who gain first mover advantage, frankly, in this world that we're entering into now. And this isn't a small edge. When a professional can close the gap between insight and output without waiting on anyone else, he's compounding the effect on the productivity. And that's pretty significant if you think about it. This is where senior professionals with enthusiasm to embrace this whole AI technology stuff, they're becoming tomorrow's leaders, or at least the leaders in their domains. So here's where it gets a little bit more complex, however. If senior professionals can now delegate cognitive work to AI systems, what happens exactly to the junior staff? Now, I know this is a topic that a lot of people are talking about right now. And let's face it, the traditional model of hiring juniors, giving them menial tasks like, getting coffee or doing red lines or some other thing that you as a senior professional don't want to do, and just hope that they absorb senior skills through osmosis, I think that system is breaking down. But that's actually an opportunity, okay? I don't see this as a crisis. Instead, organizations that move fast to build AI, to accelerate mentoring programs, have a first mover's advantage. Instead of passive exposure, juniors are becoming decision makers on high cognition tasks, and they're supported by AI runbooks, scenario training, real-time guidance. They can reach senior level thinking in months instead of years. So what about the organizations that don't adopt this and don't move? Well, they're going to keep treating their juniors as a pipeline that pays off in 5 years, and they'll continue to report on how their junior pipeline it just sucks. And Essentially, they're going to be at a disadvantage against competitors who have figured out how to activate that talent now, while probably passing it off as someone else's problem. But in reality, it's an opportunity for today. There's a useful frame for thinking about where humans remain essential, okay? Super cognitive tasks. Now, these are the tasks that require substantial thinking, but have no direct relationship between cognitive effort and mechanical output. Routing a support ticket based on client-specific internal language, maybe reading a nuanced customer situation that AI can't reliably parse, or even making judgment calls in genuinely ambiguous situations. Look, AI can't reliably handle these yet, but a well-trained junior equipped with AI as a cognitive second brain can close that gap meaningfully faster than any traditional path would allow. They're not going to replace the seasoned professional overnight, but they can get a useful, high-quality output on specific tasks far sooner than we have historically expected. And really, that's the model. Not AI replacing humans, but AI making humans at every level faster and more capable. So the professionals who thrive in the next decade won't necessarily be the ones who know the most. They'll be the ones who learn to extend what they know, using AI as leverage and not as a crutch. So think about this. If you're a senior professional, this is your moment. And if you're leading a team, the way you develop the people around you probably needs to change if it looks anything like what I just described earlier with that 5-year pipeline. And it probably needs to start now. So thanks for watching. If this got you thinking, I'd love to hear what you land on. And just drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. And if you want more on how AI is changing the way professionals work, hit like and subscribe. We're going to cover this stuff every week here on Greg's AI Workshop. I'll see you in the next one.